Both of my kids learned to cross-country ski thanks to the hot chocolate hut. This hut is strategically placed on the Ellis River Trail in Jackson, New Hampshire. It's far enough from the touring center to be a destination, but close enough that even little kids can make it. My kids were very excited about their first trip to the hut. What I'm guessing they thought they'll get at the hut is the kind of hot chocolate I make. I mean, until then, that's the only kind that had. But of course, what they got at the hut was Nestle. You should have seen their faces when they tried it. It was so bad, they were speechless. But they learned a very important lesson that day. Sometimes in life, it's not the destination, but the journey that counts. Another lesson they learned is that if you ski back, Mom will make you good hot chocolate. Normally, I make this by feel, but I did weigh everything to give you an accurate recipe. The cocoa powder you'll need is unsweetened and Dutch processed. It is also called alkalized cocoa powder. Without this processing, the cocoa powder will not dissolve in liquid nearly as well and it will be too acidic. Put 8 grams of it into a small pot. Add 16 grams of granulated sugar and a tiny pinch of salt. I can see a lot of raised eyebrows about salt, though I'm not sure why. Haven't you seen Adam Ragusea put salt in his coffee? Don't you put salt into your coffee batters? Salt plays a very important role here. It tones down the bitterness. This allows us to keep the sugar level a bit lower. It also makes the sweetness, bitterness, and acidity become more than the sum of their parts. Salt produces a drink that's much more round and complex. It's kind of like the difference between an aged wine and a young wine. Will it taste salty? Not at all. If I didn't tell you there was salt in this hot chocolate, you'd never know. Add 80 grams of heavy cream and whisk constantly over medium-low heat until the cocoa is completely dissolved and the mixture is hot but not boiling. Be thorough with this step. We don't want any lumps. Once your mixture looks completely smooth and dark, whisk in 12 grams of 85% chocolate. I'm using Valrhona, which is, in my opinion, the best chocolate in the world. I wouldn't recommend using anything below 70%, but if you have a chocolate that is a bit lower than 85, you could drop the sugar level slightly. Cook, stirring constantly until smooth. Be careful to keep the heat low enough so that the mixture doesn't boil. Add 200 grams of whole milk and cook, stirring frequently until the mixture comes to a simmer. That's it. It's the easiest, most decadent dessert you can make. Pour into 2 little cups. This makes enough for 2 5-ounce cups, which is about twice the size of an espresso cup. Top with unsweetened whipped cream. By the way, my whipped cream has a little creme fraiche in it for acidity. Shave a little dark chocolate on top and enjoy. The whipped cream on top is absolutely essential to the hot chocolate perfection. The contrast between the cool, mild foam and the hot, intense chocolate is simply to die for. I know that I'll get questions in the comments about using 2% milk or replacing cream with milk or finding other ways to reduce the guilt. Let me tell you something. If you serve this in tiny cups, you don't need to feel guilty and you don't need to compromise. I'd rather have a few sips of bliss than a big mug of compromise. I hope that by the time this video goes live, we'll be in New Hampshire skiing, eating melt-in-your-mouth short trips, drinking hot chocolate, and taking a break from screen time. Here are more culinary tutorials for you to check out, and the link to my online classes is in the description below.